According to Luke. The scribes and Pharisees said to Jesus, "The disciples of John the Baptist fast often and offer prayers, and the disciples of the Pharisees do the same. But yours eat and drink." Jesus answered them, "Can you make the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and they will fast in those days." And he also told them a parable. "No one tears a piece from a new cloak to patch an old one. Otherwise, he will tear the new, and the piece from it will not match the old cloak. Likewise, no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the new wine will burst the skins, and it will be spilled, and the skins will be ruined. Rather, new wine must be poured into fresh wineskins. And no one who has been drinking old wine desires new, for he says, 'The old is good.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
So both readings give us a little mystery today. The gospel, Jesus is speaking about the new cloak and old cloak and new wine and old wine. And, without getting into all of the mystery of that, essentially he's saying, I'm starting something brand new here. Something radically new. The new and eternal covenant. Okay, y'all have heard those words, haven't you? And the new and eternal covenant is the marriage of Jesus with humanity through the church. The church is the bridegroom. The church is the bride. Jesus is the groom. And so can the wedding guests fast while the groom is with them? When the wedding is going on, and that's what's happening in Jesus' ministry. It's this kind of whole nuptial reality of Christ coming to form, if you will, to court his church and to form his church, and then to consummate the relationship with the church through his death, giving himself. And then the Mass is a renewal and a representation of that covenant of Christ with the church. And so that's happening in that gospel reading. Those things are there. And then, of course, St. Paul's letter to the Colossians is this beautiful hymn. This is a hymn that is kind of plucked out of the letter to the Colossians, and it is a hymn of praise to Jesus. And it's a description of Jesus as the image of the invisible God, and in him the fullness of the divinity is present. And so who is Jesus, the image of the invisible God? He is God with us. He reveals God to us. Today is a Friday, and I'm going to speak, personally, briefly to you all about fasting. Prayer, fasting, and giving. If you come here for long, you've heard me say those things. It has come back to me recently in a very personal and profound way, the necessity of fasting. That it is just an essential component of our spiritual life. That to our prayer we must add fasting, and to our prayer and fasting we must be givers. And if fasting isn't at least some dimension of your spiritual life, then you're missing it. That as God has called us out of this world, if you will, we commune with him through prayer, we commune with him through fasting, and we participate in the love of God, because to love is to give. So to pray and to fast and to give are not just disciplines for Lent. They should be a part of our spiritual life. So the disciples of John the Baptist fast often, as do the scribes and Pharisees, but your disciples eat and drink. The day will come when they will fast. And that's now. And so you don't necessarily have to fast every single day of your life, but Friday's a good day to fast. But think about a good spiritual discipline, weaving the reality of prayer and fasting and sacrificial giving into your spiritual life as essential components. So, my challenge to you today is to pray, to fast, and to give. And you can make up your mind on how you're going to live that in your personal prayer life. But the wedding feast of the Lamb has come, and we pray and we fast and we give as a participation in the life of Christ, who certainly prayed, fasted, and gave. This is your invitation to give yourself a beautiful gift. Are you interested in Catholicism, learning more about the Catholic faith? We have a process here at Our Lady of the Gulf to teach, to grow in faith, and we want you to join.